was listening to a podcast, and the artist was talking about branding, to be have a brand for yourself. And she said that a brand is not about fonts and logos and how your web page looks like. It's more like your brand is more like how people perceive your work. Uh, when they see your work, how you understand what I mean? It's like we talked about last week about ethereal. We talked about that's a kind of the qualification, the qualification, the qualities of your artwork are when people look at your work. If they go on your website and they think about your brand and they go on your website and it doesn't fit with what they have in their mind, there's like a discrepancy. It's not, it doesn't fit. So they're less interested in your work because they have an idea in their mind. So I was wondering what you think about that.
I think it probably just lends itself to, again, that if you're truly just authentic in what you're doing, if you're just doing what you want based on what you want to do and not based on what you think you should be doing because trends and this and that and everything else, it's all going to feed into that anyway. So to me, what you're saying, like an example of what you're saying, that would be, a crazy example would be somebody, let's say, who's doing very serious political art, let's say, and then you go to their website and it's all illustrated, happy, pink, like it looks like greeting card type thing. So there's a huge disconnect right there. But the person who would be doing those two different things, I don't know that they necessarily exist, or if they do, each of their things would have some kind of overlap in it somehow, authentically, that would make it not. So I think it's when you're really not being authentic to yourself. And I don't care if you are or not, let people make what they want. If there's people who want to follow trends and all that, cool. You know what? Do it. But that's where I think you'd see the disconnect when somebody's not using just their own personal innate everything to create something. Because if you do, no matter how different it all is, there is a through line, right?
Yeah.
So I see that.
Sorry, I just want to go further for each of us, but for you, Suzanne, how do you think how do you want people to perceive your brand? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, but you probably shouldn't have talked to me first, because my answer is going to be, I don't care how they perceive me. so
like, I have an idea for you, I have an idea. It's for me, when I think of your art.
And what is it?
Well, probably minimalist.
Yeah.
And very subtle, and having some the way you choose how to display your art is very important. It's more than just a work of art. It's sometimes it looks like almost a jewelry. It's very precious, the way you put gold in it. And caustic, so it looks very subtle but precious. So that's how I perceive your
and
work.
That's kind of who I am. So that's why I'm just very authentic to me. So that's why all the things that I do interconnect, because I'm not trying to, I've heard on a website you're supposed to do this, or you're supposed to do this. I'm just letting it all mesh together the way that I authentically want to, which is what you guys are doing too. I know this. So I just want to say this is interesting, because I was looking up a woman this morning. I was looking through the list of artist project people, and I saw this woman, and I really liked the artwork, I thought, because I could see it like this size, but I really liked it. And yet her picture, most of the picture was her, being very influency, that kind of thing. And there were plants and there was all this all around the artwork on her art page. And so I tried all 6 photos were all very stylized Instagram, whatever. I couldn't see one with just the art. So then I went further to her website, same thing. And I finally gave up, but I gave up. But I realized she's being authentic to herself because clearly she's into all this. She's into all this. Like to me, I thought they were quite beautiful, but I personally would have wanted to see one with just white, like nothing around it. I just want to see the art. And yet that's not necessarily the right way to be because I'm not her. She obviously likes this over saturation of everything. So yeah, it was interesting though. But anyway, I couldn't find, if I had $1 million, I couldn't have bought a thing anyway, because I just gave up. It was like, oh God, there's too much.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about in the she was talking about to be authentic.
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists are authentic, but how do you want people to see your art? And try not to be too much, and to be not precise, but give them what they want to see instead of what you want them. You understand what I mean?
But even using this woman as an example, I do know a number of artists who would love that kind of thing, who are very, very maximalist in their style, not even just in their painting, but in their just style of living. So that's just it. I'm obviously not the right person, or it could be a lost sale because I am somebody who loves the art, I think, but the rest of the package, I just couldn't deal with. But yeah, but it is interesting. And you know what? I do appreciate this woman is hopefully it looks to me like she took a class on how to be an influencer. But if that's authentically her, and I'm not that age, that's a very authentic to a lot of people that age. So there's probably a lot that would push them over into buying or whatever. I don't know.
I wonder if she's also kind of looking at how people might see that art in their home with all the stuff around them.
I know, and just homes with stuff make me crazy. So that's why I don't want to know that the artist comes along with the stuff because every photo she was draped on something.
So she was in all the photos?
Oh, every photo, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's Oh, that's just kind of uncomfortable.
No, and yet there's people that would think that was great, right? Because I'm not the rest of the world. Like,
no, and as you say, there's people who would really engage with that.
Yeah.
And people not, and sort of over the whole spectrum there. It's interesting that I'm finding I need to go back into my website and start rearranging some of the work, because I realized that my most important project right now, which is the vessels, doesn't exist on my website. There's no web page dedicated to it, which is really, really dumb. And so I need to go back and start building some pages. And interestingly enough, talking to a ceramic artist in the States who has 2 websites. So she has the selling website with the shopping cart and the smaller items, the bowls, the mugs and stuff. But then she's building another site for the museum quality work. So she would send the curators and application type exhibition stuff to that website. So she's splitting it up, interestingly. And I was on. Yeah, it was really interesting. And I was in a Zoom meeting put on last week by Craft Ontario on applying to a gallery. And so they had sort of a board. One was the fellow who's the director of the Mississippi Valley Textile Museum. There was a gallerist, a gallerist who has a vineyard in Ontario somewhere, and a couple of other people. So they went through all what they look for in applications and different criteria, and that it was really interesting and very honest and so on. And I watched that right after I got my decline letter, my no from Canada Council, yet again.
Oh.
So I think of this as like I'm 5 times I've applied and nothing. So, but anyway.
Sorry for you.
Yeah, I know, tears, but yeah. So anyway, I'll keep on trying. Yeah, so that was kind of my week of ups and downs, as it were. So yeah.
So how about your brand? How do you think people, what do they want to see? Yes.
And I have issues with that because it's scattered all over the place. And I need to not have 2 websites as Patricia had done, but more divide them up better and clarify how I want to be seen. I've got pages on there that are just out of date and not current with my work, but I still want people to see it. I think I have like an archive page of some sort, or older work page or something. But yeah, for me, it's a conflict because I bounce around and I come up with all these great ideas and then, run off in one direction and chase something else. So it's an ongoing strategy for me to develop that. And, as I shift from perhaps marketable art into more installation work. So yeah, it's a challenge to find that voice, and I think at 70 odd years I should have done it by now. But
you lose.
Yeah. So
Buzz, you're out.
Yeah. Throw me out. I'm no good.
This sounds to me like a job for a consult with Penny Lane or David, just to talk about the steps to take, the framework of how to have your website plural, the way that you want them. I really think it's helpful in a situation like that to get some feedback from people who deal with this kind of thing.
Yeah, true. And when I think my website is probably about 3 years old now. The latest iteration is about 3 years old, and things have changed, and so I need to change to reflect that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And yet, Suzanne, you are so minimalist in your website and keeping it not basic or plain, but just very,
there's nothing in it.
but it's very tight. It's very clear in who you are and what you do.
Yeah, but that's just me. That's what it goes back to what we are saying. I don't want, when I went following this other woman down a rabbit hole, as soon as I saw the website, I was like, okay, I'm just out. It was just so, and yet other people would love it. So it's all we can do is what we want to do. I still think that a major thing that people are missing, and I'm not a business coach or any kind of these coaches, or consultants, but we keep being told to think about that we are not the market, to think about other people. And I just have never agreed with that. I buy art as well. What do I want to see? So yes, not everybody's the same as me, but I don't care. You can't please everybody. So why not just work on not pleasing, but work with the boundaries that you do know, which are your own and what you want to see in a thing, because we can't hold everybody's desires in our heads as to what they want to see. So to me, it's just like the path of least resistance. This is what I would want to see if I'm going to buy art, or if I want to find out about an artist. So that's what I'm going to do for myself. So
yeah, and when you talk about the other artist whose website you saw, and her voice doesn't come through, I would guess.
But see, it does. It's just not one that I respond to. Like it
Yeah.
does, because I think there's a lot of people out. To me, it did say busy maximal. We know maximalism's having a moment, but that's not why I think she did this. I think she is probably somebody that's very, like, there's a billion plants everywhere. I'm not a plant person. So I think it is, let's say, her personality, and it was not unattractive by any means. It just wasn't what, it was too much for me, my own personal sensibilities. So there are just as many people out there that it wouldn't be too much for and who would love it. But it just goes to show you. So we can't please everybody. So all we can do, like, we can rack our brains trying to do something that's going to please everybody, or just say, forget it. I'm going to spend the 10 minutes doing it the way that I would like to see it if I was the person, and then go ahead and make some more art. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
But what she was talking about is, if you're asking yourself, why can't I sell my art? And she said, it's not because you're not a good artist. It's not because your work is not good. It's maybe because you don't send a message well. You don't put what people want to see as they know you. You know, it's not as they want to know you, but so for myself, I'm right now, I'm doing an exhibition, and the exhibition or exhibit, how do you say that? Exhibit?
Exhibition.
Okay, same thing. So the theme is about painting that I did between 2003 and 2011. It's not about what I do right now. So they asked the artist to be there for maybe 3 hours, there for 4 hours, to greet the people and talk about your art. And I was thinking about the brand, and I was thinking, maybe it's not a good move to show those paintings right now, since they don't know what I do. So I brought a painting that I do, right, and that I'm into the doing, and to explain to them. So those paintings help me being who I am now. So that's the process, the artist's process. But while I was listening to the podcast, I was saying to myself, maybe I should, in the next exhibitions, focus more about what I'm doing now, what are my purposes, how I am right now. Because when I talk about those paintings, I was searching for myself. I was going through things at that age where I was trying to find my place in the world. And now I have my place. I know who I am. And now it's different. So maybe, like you said, Susan, an artwork archive would be a good thing, because I want to sell those paintings. They're so beautiful. I'm going to talk like Trump. They're so beautiful. I love them so much.
They're big, beautiful paintings.
I'm like that in my house with my husband. We're talking like that. Oh my God, I'm so young.
That's very good, Chantal.
I like them. I'm in this space and I love them. I feel really proud, but is it a good strategy? That's the thing. So, and this thought of thinking about the brand and what I want people see is more what I am right now. And so that's where I'm going to aim. It's more ethereal, more something like dreamy, romantic, and I right now my work are beginning to have space with nothing in it, so that's something I want to go there, aller vers, go towards the, that's the word. So that's what the thought.
Okay. I think we can.
Soundstripe.